Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Ukulele on the Ground podcast. My name is Aldrine Guerrero. Joining me are Mr. Aaron, the voice Nakamura. So what's up, Aaron?
What's up?
Welcome back. Hey, round of applause. Welcome back. I'm glad to have you back safely. We also have Mr. Kai, the legend, Fergan. Say what's up, Kai.
What's up?
Hey, Kai's here too. Let's clap. Kai's here also. Right on. The boys are back in town. It's been a couple of weeks, Aaron. You know, we'll talk about your trip and stuff. I haven't really talked about my trip. We'll just talk about what we've been up to. You know what I mean? Like the three of us haven't been in this room sitting down and just talking story. Because I think the last time you were here, Aaron, we might have done a jam, I guess. Because I remember the week after that, we had Mike Odo come in, and that was awesome. He's always a great guest.
Yeah,
and then
I listened to the podcast.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was great. And then the week after,
we thought like maybe while we were doing the podcast is like, and the jam too, where it's just us. It's like you were like, oh my gosh, I gotta get home as quick as I can. Everything's burning. Everything's on fire.
Yeah, it was okay, you know, and yeah, he was a great guest. I was kind of stoked that he agreed to come down because it's like, oh hey Kai, how's it going? Like, Kai and Aldrine Kai show for 2 weeks straight. No, the internet can't handle that, Kai.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
And
Too
even
hot for TV.
Yeah, too hot. Too hot sauce.
even 1 week, right, was like pushing the limits.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So,
I don't think people were ready for us just one time. Yeah. Except for that, because I did my whistle solo last week. I mean, that's enough to tell people why to tune into last week's show. Because it was Aldrine Kahai's show, whistle solo, and quite frankly, I don't remember anything else that happened. That was the only two notable things that happened last jam, right, Kahai?
yeah.
Anything else happened that day?
I think some other stuff, but like,
Nothing.
that was a highlight, right?
No other highlights. But welcome, everyone. What we do here is we talk ukulele. You guys have questions, we answer them. And if not, we just kind of talk story. And we talk about anything. We talk about ukulele. We talk about Ukulele Underground, which is the place where we teach at ukuleleunderground.com. If you guys haven't checked it out, we teach how to play ukulele there. We have songs and tutorials and private lessons and all that good stuff. We also just talk about stuff, you know, like personal lives and the people who've influenced us, Kahai, and, you know, where we grew up and meals that we've eaten and stuff, right? No?
Yeah, usually comes down to that. Especially
It's a slice of life podcast.
It's a Slice of Life podcast. That's what it is.
Yep.
So let's get down to business first. There's time for us to kind of catch up on what we've been up to since we haven't kind of sat down and talked in a while. But let's get down to business first. Kahai, do we have any questions from the audience? We get questions everywhere. We get questions via email. We are live, so you guys can ask us live questions right now. You can send us videos. Whatever it is, however you want to get your questions over to us, we'll try to answer it as best as we can in this show. But there's just we're answering them to our best abilities, okay? It's not always going to be 1,000% correct, but it is going to be 200% correct, right, Kai?
at least.
It's a guarantee. Is that a guarantee?
Yeah.
So 0.2.
Yeah.
Accurate. All right. So Kahai, what's the first question?
So Rick asked, how does one start a ukulele circle? Is there any common structure or recommended format that you have seen as especially effective?
Well, that's a good one. I got kind of caught off guard now, and I thought it was going to be like, how do you play this? But how do you start a ukulele circle? I mean, most ukulele circles I know just kind of start organically. It starts with, with an idea of someone's like, hey, I kind of want to jam with a bunch of people and stuff. When you say ukulele circle, to me, that's a little bit different than, say, like an ukulele club. An ukulele circle kind of happens, like I said, organically. If a bunch of people at, say, a festival or some kind of ukulele meetup is all there, that's when people usually congregate, make a circle, and everyone kind of jams together. You know, if that's what you mean, then we can talk about that. If what you mean is how do you start like an ukulele club, where where you get together with people on a regular basis and you guys play a bunch of songs, maybe learn some stuff, talk about ukulele, whatever it is that you guys want to do at an ukulele club meeting. That's one thing too. So let's try to cover both. Okay. So if you're in an ukulele circle, usually there's at least one there's at least one person trying to lead everyone, okay? Or at least one person is gonna say, hey, everyone, we're gonna jam this song, or this is gonna be the tempo. Somebody to start it. Yeah, a lot of people, especially ukulele players, they wanna play, but they're just kind of shy, like I get that a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, I brought my ukulele, and I just, like in a lot of ukulele circles, a lot of ukulele meetups and festivals that we've been to, people wanna just kind of jam along. So there has to be the one person that's gonna say, hey, let's do island style, or let's do drop baby drop, or let's do whatever. Here comes the sun, whatever you guys are up to. But make sure it's something that that everyone can can play. That's very, very, very important. A lot of people get turned off if you're like, all right, everyone, let's play body surfing or something. Like it's not like a ukulele circle kind of song. Pick something like Wagon Wheel is a great place to start. I know people are like, oh, really? But yeah, you'd be surprised. It's super fun. I mean, it sounds like, one of those songs like, like I hear that song everywhere. But when you're like in an ukulele circle, or when you're in an ukulele club, or when you're part of an ukulele group that plays that, there's just some like undescribable energy that happens, regardless of what the song is you're playing. It could be You Are My Sunshine, like whatever it may be. But when you're in a circle and when you're jamming with people, it doesn't even matter what you're playing. It's just that energy and that that camaraderie, like the friendships and like the love for ukulele, all kind of trumps everything that that it has to do with music, playing the right chords, playing like all this stuff. So just let it happen organically. So at least one person, if there's like 2, 3, 4, 5 people that want to lead, or at least talk about, hey, how about we play this next? All right, everyone, here's what we're gonna play. Here are the chords or whatever. Here, follow me. You don't have to tell people what the strumming pattern is. Just kind of just start it. Just start playing and stuff, and people can usually just kind of follow your groove or whatever, and that's super fun. Like that happens a lot in when ukulele players gather. This is one of those, like everyone's usually just waiting on somebody to herd people and just like, okay, cool, this is what we're gonna do, everyone. And if not, people are just gonna be sitting there with their ukes, like kind of shame and just itching to play. But once everybody gets in and everyone breaks the ice and stuff, it's so much fun. So ukulele circles, that's usually what happens. Just kind of play music appropriate stuff for everybody to jam, not necessarily super duper beginner, but nothing super crazy with picking or anything like that. Know what you're gonna do, if you're gonna strum and sing, that would be the best thing to do, so that everybody can kind of follow you strum or singing. If you're not much of a singer, if you want to just strum along, or if you want to do little pickings here and there, that's that's totally up to you. It's basically just imagine everybody making one big pot of thing for dinner, and everyone's just kind of putting their own ingredients in there, trying to come up with a really good stew that everybody can take a part of, right? So you're not gonna put anything in that stew that you wouldn't want to eat. You know what I mean? Like make sure that it matches, so that you're not like just going crazy with the solos, and it's gonna make the stew not that great, right, Kai?
It's like if you like spicy food and you just kind of assume like everybody likes spicy food, right? I'm gonna throw in this what is it, scorpion pepper into this,
this scorpion
everywhere, and then of course there's gonna be people who are like, oh, this is too spicy for me. I just can't though. So same thing is like, this is too complex of a song, or this is like a song I don't get, so I'm just not gonna play.
Just be aware of of other people, and be aware of everyone's skill level. If if people who are playing are are a little bit of more intermediate advanced and stuff, sure, you go call out some chords, maybe everybody improvises and stuff. It just depends. You just kind of have to look around to see do people like spicy food or not. You know what I mean?
Read the room.
Yeah, read the room. That's really the best way to go. Don't go crazy with the with the spices, right? And usually, be accommodating for whoever wants to join in the circle. Just because it's an ukulele circle doesn't necessarily mean it's just all ukulele. Like a guitar player can come in there, a bass player can come in there, somebody with a cajon can come in there. As long as they're not putting anything spicy, as long as the guitar player's not like, hey everyone, look how great I am with this guitar. Like they still have to kind of do what everybody's doing. You know, like they still. I mean, I think more than other ukulele players, they kind of have to read the room, see if it's where they stand on on what they should play, or if they should stick to rhythm or whatever it may be. But yeah, just use your own best judgment, okay? But as far as ukulele clubs go, that's a little bit more complicated because it doesn't happen organically. That's something that you kind of have to put together if that's something that you want to do. I'd say just find just a few people to start out with. Okay, that's the easiest way to do it. Just find, I don't know, 4 or 5 other people that want to jam. Just meet up at like some kind of restaurant or something that like allows you to make noise, or outside like a restaurant, or to say, hey guys, let's go meet at In-N-Out or whatever and play like outside by the benches. And we'll do that every Tuesday, 5 o'clock Tuesdays. It's gonna be In-N-Out ukulele time or whatever. And that's how it starts. And then once more and more people kind of get in there, and of course, put the word of mouth out there and say that, hey, we're a small ukulele group. We meet at this place at this time. Feel free to join us. You can always use social media, things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have to kind of promote your club. And yeah, get some people in there, and the more people, the merrier. Maybe you can get a bigger place. Maybe you can rent out like like an area, or maybe consult your local music store to see if you can kind of put together an ukulele club in the music store. Usually that's beneficial for them as well, because people buy stuff from music store, right? So if you have more people coming to that music store, it's more chances that they'll walk out with something. So it's that's something that you could kind of do, or find like a community center or wherever you can kind of congregate and play some music. But it doesn't have to be like a 100 person ukulele club. It can be like 5-10 people, and that's like a pretty good club.
Yeah, I think small circles or small clubs also have things that you can't do in big circles and big clubs. So both have their pros and cons. And it's like we've had members who are a part of like groups that are like hundreds of people, right? Yeah. But then they also have their like smaller groups where it's maybe like 10 or 15 people too. So.
And of course, with those things, make sure that everyone's on board with everything, the songs that you're playing, the skill level where you guys agreed to kind of stay at. Usually clubs and stuff, they have like binders of music that they can kind of choose from, so to keep things a little bit more organized. But it's not any different from like any other kind of club, like ukulele club, guitar club, like chess club, tabletop, like gaming kind of club, whatever like club that you wanna start. It's no different. Just find like-minded people and just have fun with whatever you're passionate about. Yeah.
I would say like it sounds like this person, like Rick, is like wants to start something. So maybe it's probably not going to be like a big club or a big group. Yeah. And in that sense, like I think it can be pretty easy if it's like a small group of like 5, 10, 15 people. You can just like text everybody or email everybody and say like, hey, here are some songs that we might play. Like give them resources first.
Right.
But if it's bigger and it's like you're not really sure who's going to come, it's probably a good idea to print out some music too, or have stuff ready where people can just grab it. Like once they come in the door, right? It's like, hey, here's the sheet music for Stand By Me, right? Yeah. We're planning to play this tonight.
And that was what was good with when the Ukulele Underground forums were like bustling back in the day. Like it was a great way to do ukulele clubs, because someone would just say, hey, I'm gonna go to this park at this time. If anybody wants to come and join me and stuff, like feel free to come down and have a jam or whatever. Like I've seen a bunch of those, But I do have to say, anybody who's doing that or joining one of those or going to one of those, still use the best of caution, as with anything, because you do have to play it safe. You know what I mean? Like you are gonna meet like some internet strangers sometimes. So be careful, but just use caution. I think that's it. But usually ukulele players are pretty cool, and they have good intentions and whatnot. But it's 99.9%. There's I think still some people that like
choose a public place.
Yeah, like if you choose a restaurant or something, right? There's like the
Yeah.
workers there at least who,
Yeah.
be
mindful.
whatever.
Yeah, be
and
mindful.
ask permission.
Yeah, or go to a park, something as simple as that. I think that's like how a bunch of like ukulele underground meetups used to happen back in the day. People were just like, hey, whatever you guys are doing this Sunday, I'm gonna be at so and so park, so come down and we'll just have a jam and stuff. And we used to watch videos of these people just coming together and jamming. It used to be awesome, So that's something you can do too. Like you can just put something up on your social media, Facebook, like Instagram or whatever. Just say that, hey, I kind of want to jam some ukulele with some people. I'm going to be at this place at this time. Anybody, feel free to come join. That's what I would do. I would just kind of put a bat signal out there to see who wants to jam and stuff. And yeah, if you build it, they will come. Kahai.
Yeah. Yeah, I would suggest like maybe if you do that, like ask a couple people like that just so you can have like people, and it is like kind of a group already that you'll just be jamming anyways, and then it's regardless if like 1 or 10 people come, it's like whoever comes, it's already like pretty successful, I think. So
yeah, my favorite story is with their old Ukulele Underground members, Bugoy and Arvin. So like Bernie and Arvin, they're like, hey, we're gonna be in San Diego and this place with the fire pits and stuff. And that was it. They just put like a post on Ukulele Underground saying that like, hey, we're gonna be here, me and some friends and stuff. We're gonna be jamming if anybody wants to come. And do you remember like the pictures and videos that came out of there? It's like this big bonfire and whatever that everyone had. It was like 50 people and what? Was that? That was, yeah. That's how you do it. Just put a bat signal out there and you never know. Because it's, even if you don't have 50 people, even if it's just 5-10 people, it still can be super fun, Like, and those same 5-10 people just say, hey, you guys free again next week? Let's do this again. Invite your friends, and it gets bigger,
Yeah, the most recent I can think of us kind of doing that is when Rob was down here, right? And we just stayed after the show, and we were just like hanging out and playing, and it was just the 3 of us and Rob. So that's just 4 of us, and we were just having fun, and other people were like sitting and listening to, and then they came after and they're like, oh, thanks guys.
I think that's more like Ukulele Circle, because that just kind of happened. Yeah.
And so I think like that same feeling too, right? Like, yeah, it can just be like a couple, you and your friends, and just put it out there like, hey, if you want to come, we're playing music or we're just hanging out. So
yeah, I don't know. So if you guys have anything to add, it's pretty pretty much it. So
yeah, usually with the ukulele circles, it's you kind of put a feeler out there. Does anybody want to play a song? Do they know?
I guess so.
Do you know a song by heart that you can just like lead everybody and then let them lead? So
if it's like a pretty small group where it's only like a few people, it's like you can even do the thing where it's like, hey, everybody pick a song and we'll just go around in the circle. Yeah. So bring your song that you want to play and you want people to jam to. Yeah. And then we'll just take turns. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had some great ukulele circles in the past and stuff. My favorite ukulele circles that we've done are the ones from the NAMM show. Like we would, when we used to go to the NAMM show in Anaheim, we used to have like ukulele underground meetups, and we'd have an ukulele circle, and like people would be doing solos and stuff. Like, yeah, you do a solo, or like you do a song or whatever, and just follow. It's good fun. I actually miss it. Like, that's one thing about living on this tiny island that's surrounded by water. Like, it's kind of tough for us to get together with people. But I think if we lived, say, if we did live like in the mainland somewhere, like a San Diego, for example, be like, hey guys, you guys just want to do something real quick?
Joey Jr. is in the chat.
Oh, right on. That was OG. He was there at that bonfire that I'm talking about, I think, right? I'm pretty sure Joey Jr. was there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's talking about Pacific Arts Dance Studio.
Yeah, I think I'm just pining for for like old Ukulele Underground forums, like OGs.
Yeah, I think like on Kauai, right? You can kind of do that, but it's like you'll probably be seeing the same people every week. Whoever comes is like that. It's that small, and then it's not like where in the mainland you can go out there and it's like, oh my gosh, I talk to you like all the time online, but I've never met you in person, So that's really cool.
You players are usually a fun bunch, so.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Well, I guess chat. I guess Susan asked this in relation to that. Okay. She said, I know of a jamming season at a pub they have so I guess a jamming session that they have outside of the pub, and she
Nice.
wanted to know if that sounded okay or.
Yeah, I mean, as long as everyone's in agreement, as long as you're not like bothering the patrons for that pub or whatever, as long as you got your own, your own little space, you're doing it outside, you're not bothering anybody, you're having fun, and everyone feels safe. Like that's it, Like that's really all it takes.
Yeah. I think like even at NAM once we kind of just went to like by the pool, right? And we just sat by the pool and we were playing. And like I guess it was kind of late and it could get loud, but like I think the hotel staff like didn't really bother us, and then like even people started coming outside of their rooms just to hear the music too. So like once they kind of see that vibe that is like you're not being unruly, they'll probably be like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, but if you're at the Kabuki Hotel at like 1 a.m. and you're singing the Filipino anthem like 1 a.m. with ukulele, like maybe it's time to pack it up and go to sleep. Is Lenny in the chat? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good times. It was Lenny, Abe, Craig, and Sarah before they left, like while they were still there. People from the SF Uke Fest and Cynthia Lynn, of course, and Steven Espanola. That was a good time. Me and Aaron.
Even
were you there, Kai?
no, I left before that, right? Because I went to visit my sister.
Oh, that's right.
But even at like NAM, it wasn't like really jams and stuff. But for certain things, like the NAM, supervisors or the people going around, they might just ask like, "Oh, hey guys, can you take this off to the side so you're not blocking the sidewalk or anything?"
Or entrances.
Yeah. So if you make sure that if you're not doing it inside of the business, if you're doing it outside and on the sidewalk, as long as you're not, I think, blocking the path, they'll probably be fine with it. So.
Yeah, it was the jam at the grassy knoll. It was great. It was great. Okay, so what else?
Let me find the question because somebody was asking about.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Andre said, any idea for a strap that I can quickly use on different ukuleles when playing standing up? I have seen something like that on flamenco guitar players.
Yeah, exactly that. Like a flamenco guitar kind of strap. It's like a necklace, and there's like a hook that goes in there. So all you got to do is like put it underneath your ukulele here, and then it hooks there. So it's not a strap in the sense like it'll hold it up, for you by itself without any hands. You still kind of have to hold it, but it just helps you, keep it together. And you can unhook and you use another ukulele, use a guitar, whatever whatever you have. That's usually the easiest. I'm not a big fan only because some of that stuff like will scratch the the sound hole of the ukulele because that has to hook somewhere. I've heard Jake's strap is pretty good at not scratching up ukuleles, so that's one thing to kind of consider. He has one of those straps that goes around and into the sound hole. Let's see.
The Uke-leash.
The Uke-leash. Yeah, Uke-leash straps are pretty much interchangeable from one ukulele to another. So that's that you have some choices.
Yeah. Like that's kind of that's like the thing with guitar players too, and guitar players have made like a strap system where you can have it's a button and you just push it in and out, but you probably don't want to install that on your uke, or you can, but up to you. But yeah, that's like if you're gonna play with a strap, if you need a strap all the time, then you kind of just gotta take it on and off, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. A lot of like the ukuleles now have like strap buttons and stuff here, but if you don't have a strap button, those are some great choices. Uke-leash or like a classic guitar strap. Yeah. Not too familiar with anything else that's out there, but those definitely work.
Yeah, and the Uke-leash isn't that expensive, right?
No. Not even the classic guitar strap. Like I don't think that's over $20, if that.
Yeah. Well, Jake's strap is pretty. pricey.
Jake's. Well, that's.
Specifically
for the name. And like I said, it doesn't it doesn't scratch up the sound hole, so that also affects the price.
Yeah,
there's some like felt material or whatever, some extra stuff in there.
Yeah. I think if you have ukes that you really like to play with the strap and you need a strap for that uke specifically, it might be a good idea just to invest in a strap solely for that uke, right? Like you just leave it on that uke, and whenever you play, you put it on. Because I think that like eliminates one thing that gets in the way for if you want to pick up a uke, right? Like that's one of the steps. Is like, oh, I gotta put on a strap, and if you have that kind of thought in your head, it's like you'll play less. And so if you love playing that uke, might as well just get the strap dedicated for that uke, anyways. So.
Or learn how to hold it without a strap. That's also a thing, because like all my ukes have straps, like dedicated straps and stuff, but I don't like always have time to like, okay, everybody, sorry, let me just like just grab it and just start playing, or sit down and play.
Yeah. That's the easiest way.
But I get it though, like people want to use straps.
Yeah,
it's just more comfortable.
Yeah, and I think it's a security thing too, right?
Yeah,
people feel secure with straps. So okay,
next up.
I think this might be a joke, but Chudley said, my banjo lele makes an awful racket. I tried earplugs, but some sound still gets through. What can I do?
Might be a joke, but I don't know. Well,
possibly joke.
Yeah, possibly a joke, but it's probably because you're playing a banjo uke. It's those things are designed to be super duper loud. If you're looking to to play an ukulele that's quieter, then there's ukuleles for that, but you picked one of the loudest possible ukuleles that you can get, so that's
try a resonator. That might help.
Have you tried plugging it in and then like turning it down? No, but that's just the nature of that instrument. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a joke and stuff, but if you are serious, that is the nature of that instrument. Is just going to be naturally loud. Banjos are not, the most quiet instruments. It's meant to project. That's why they have the that material that's in front. It uses it to project even more, and that's what it's designed to do.
Yeah. It's like, Chudley did say that they're joking.
Okay.
So, but like, I think I have seen messages where people are like, I have a regular uke and I want it to sound like a banjo uke, or I have a banjo uke and I kind of want it to sound more like a regular uke. And that's like one of those things where it's like, you can't.
Probably,
You can't replicate it, or you can't change it to sound like either or, right? So.
Right. That's what it's built for. Like it's so if you get a banjo ukulele and you're like, I don't really want it to sound like a banjo, then
then you bought the wrong instrument.
You bought the wrong instrument. Exactly. We're like, the saxophone sounds too much like a saxophone.
Yes, it's too saxophony for my liking.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this. Rajesh said banjos can be toned down by adding a piece of foam or cloth under the head.
You could, but that defeats the purpose of having a banjo uke, I guess, right?
Yeah, so it's I think if you get it, like it's not a bad thing, but just know that that's what you're getting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there could be an instance where like it was like a hand me down and stuff. We're like, here's an ukulele and stuff, and they're just like, it's just so loud, but.
Or I guess like maybe somebody sees one online and they order it without really knowing anything. Too.
I don't like the part where it sounds like a banjo.
Yeah. You could wrap yourself and the banjo uke in like a sheet and then try playing.
You could go to like a luthier class and then make a body of a ukulele and then cut off the banjo part.
Or just make a whole new ukulele.
Okay.
Yeah.
James said, what DAW do you recommend? Which do you guys use?
I use Pro Tools.
Wait, what is a DAW?
What is a DAW, Kahai?
Digital audio workstation.
Yeah, so digital audio workstation is basically the program that you use to record music. I use Pro Tools. I've used GarageBand before. When I was working with Daniel Cummings, we used Logic together. So I've used all the other ones, but I just keep going back to Pro Tools just because it's easy and it's something that I'm familiar with. But they're all good. I know you use Audacity.
No, I use Ableton.
Ableton, that's right, Ableton. I use start with an A.
Yeah, but there's a bunch and they all kind of do the same thing now. So it's almost just like finding one that you kind of like from the beginning and then sticking with it, like getting the kinks out. So
yeah, I suggest getting, like getting something that's not expensive to begin with. If this is your first time, like kind of, going through like music recording or audio recording and stuff, like just go with like a simple, like GarageBand or Audacity or whatever, like free app or program that you can use, and just kind of fool around with it. Then once you kind of get used to it and see what you like, then gravitate towards whatever the premium version of that. But that's what I suggest. I suggest getting used to it first, because you don't want to be like, okay, cool, Aldrine said Pro Tools. Let me go and get like a $300 Pro Tools Studio, like subscription, and then you're like, I don't know,
it's too much.
It's too much, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
GarageBand first.
Yeah, just go to GarageBand first. Go to Audacity first, or whatever you have. That's easily available for you. And then once you kind of figure it out, you're like, okay, cool, this is what I like. And that's when you can and at that point, I think if you experiment enough or you get to know it enough, you'll know exactly what you're looking for your own home studio.
Yeah, I think like check out the higher or like the main workstations that people use, because a lot of them actually offer lighter versions.
Yeah.
Like there is like Ableton, I think, offers 12-day or like a month free trial of like pretty much their full software. But then after you do that, you can, instead of going for like Ableton Pro, you can just go for Ableton Lite, which is cheaper, but it has a lot of the same features. And then I think a lot of them have them too. Like I don't know about Pro Tools, but what's that other one we were just talking about too?
Logic.
I think Logic has like a trial and then like a light version. Fruity Loops has like a trial, or like they almost have like a free full version pretty much, right? I think like where you can do everything. But those like basic versions or the simpler versions, and even like Audacity too, they're all like, you can do a lot with them. It's just almost like you probably be jumping through more hoops to do more complex music.
Yeah.
But if you don't need that, then you don't need it too.
Yeah,
I mean,
Audacity is free too.
Yeah,
right?
Audacity is free. We just changed. Like, I mean, I was using like Pro Tools Studio for a while and stuff, but then I just re-upped my my subscription to Pro Tools, and I opted for Pro Tools Artist instead, because just I wasn't using the full capacity of Studio. I mean, Studio is super powerful. There's like all these things that you can do, but for what we do here at Ukulele Underground, where we're just recording like live instruments and then mixing them down and stuff, it's just doing the artist version. So to kind of give you guys an idea, I believe the Pro Tools Studio was like $300 a year. It was a subscription service. And with the Pro Tools Artist, it's $100 a year. So that's like less than $10 a month, for a great and professional like DAW.
Yep. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to say. If you want to record something, they all basically record stuff. So like the program that I use, Ableton, it's a little bit leans more towards like DJs and stuff. So that can be like a feature that you like, but just kind of check and almost like see maybe like other people who are recording in the same style as you and see what they're using and what they like about it.
Yeah. So. It's always a good idea to like get involved in communities of like stuff that that you're interested in. That's just so that you get an idea of what's out there and what's good, what people consider good working machines or good working programs or instruments or anything that you have interest in, like really going through to the community, kind of like this, you know what I mean? Like you're asking us, this is the ukulele community, so there's definitely little little communities for every little thing. So check out if you like doing like Kahai said, and some DJing stuff, there's definitely a community for that, and they'll tell you which DAW to use. But for me, Pro Tools, I find it easy, and it's a lot cheaper now. I'm so stoked about that. $100 a year. So again, it does exactly what I needed to. It comes with some great plugins and stuff. It has everything that I need.
I think before too, like Pro Tools was considered the industry standard.
Yeah.
And Ableton, Audacity, all these other programs, they were kind of like, oh, okay, like they're usable, but people don't use it for like the top of the line. But now there's just like so many tutorials for like every single program that you can, like, if you want to get a certain type of sound, you can probably search for that with the program that you're using, and there'll be a tutorial for like, oh yeah, set it up like this, or this is the settings you want, or plugins or whatever.
How to connect your microphone to
right?
it.
Because I think that's the important part. Like, if you want the recording to sound good, record with some good equipment, like a good microphone, or like a good space to record. That also makes a big difference. Learn to play cleaner on your on your instrument, so you don't have to like go in there and do too much editing and stuff. There's other ways to make the recording sound better, rather than like, okay, well, if this doesn't sound as good, maybe if I recorded it with Ableton would have sounded better. And like, no, it's still what you put in it, you know.
Yeah, there's kind of like a idea too with, I mean, audio software is getting so good, right? With like repairing and making things sound good.
Yeah.
But the idea still stands that like if you get a good recording, that's always the best. You want a good recording first, and then maybe changing it in post production. But you don't want it to just be like, it's an okay recording, and I'm gonna do a bunch of things to tweak it in post production.
Right. Trust me, I have tried my hardest to polish poop, to make poop look like a diamond, but it's still poop. Like if it's that's what's important. It's kind of like what you're recording and what goes inside the DAW, and then you do the workshop or like the workstation magic to it after that. But really, if it's a terrible recording, there's not much that you can do to it.
yeah, we know.
Trust me. Okay. So next question.
Well, James, like in relationship to this, also asked, where would you place mics to record, and if the garage is a good place to record?
Everyone is different. Everyone's garage is different. Depends how empty or how full your garage is. You just kind of have to think about where like where the noise will bounce in your garage, so it can sound, a garage can sound like the quietest place. It can also sound like the loudest Grand Canyon that you've ever been in, like, so it really depends what you have in there. A lot of people tend to use like foam or egg cartons and stuff to kind of deaden the noise, because the less noise, the less you kind of have to clean up in the DAW itself. So, but as far as, placing your mic, everyone's different. Okay. But the way that I like to do it is I like to use pencil mics and have it, towards the 12th or 14th fret on my ukulele. I feel like that's the best, sound that I get, a nice, well-rounded tone. You don't want the microphone to be right here where the sound's supposed to be coming from. That might be a little bit too much, Just think of the microphone as like your ear, So when you record, you don't want your ear like right here next to the instrument. That's going to be a little too much. That's not how we naturally hear things. You want to be a little bit away. For me, maybe like 6 inches to about a foot away, depending on how sensitive your microphone is or how loud your microphone is. That's usually a good idea, and I like to aim it at 12 and 14 to just get a nice, well-rounded tone of my ukulele. Pencil mics are really good. I also like, good like ribbon mics and condensers and stuff. Like that's also great. For my second album, I used a really nice condenser that Tracy Terada had, and it's like I don't know. Tracy, watch out for your mic. I might steal it one day. It's so good. And then, like on some of the other projects and stuff, usually just the one pencil mic. But if you want to get fancy, if you have 2 pencil mics, that's also great. Like doing an XY kind of axis to towards the ukulele is really good, so that you get more a well-rounded tone, because you're just gonna mix those two microphones together and get a nice tone, well-rounded tone out of your ukulele. Because if you just get one, then you just have that one sound coming from you. But if you have 2 sources where it's the sound is coming from, you can blend those 2 and come up with a nice kind of roomy sound for your instrument. You want to create like at least in my experience, a natural sound for your for your instrument. I know that's not like everyone's cup of tea, but that's kind of my approach to it. And like I mentioned earlier, everyone's different. Like you might you might want to use pedals. In that case, if you're using pedals, if you're using like effects and stuff, you might want to mic the amp instead of your ukulele. There's really no no sense in miking your uke if you're gonna like add all these like crazy effects to it. Mic the amp instead. And do I suggest using a mic over over plugging in? Definitely. The mic is just going to give you a well-rounded tone and a nice and natural sound of your instrument. Because just like I said, imagine that microphone as your ear. Okay, so same thing when you're plugging this in, where the pickup is right here. So that's kind of like putting your ear right next to this area where the undersaddle is. It's going to be a little too hot. It's going to be too thumpy. It's going to sound too flat, if that's the word that I can use here. But yeah, it just doesn't sound as great as like a natural ukulele sound. Yeah. I feel like you don't get the sound of the body of the instrument if it's just all coming from here.
Well, like, yeah, if that's what you're going for, right?
Yeah,
as a natural sound, then a mic is usually better. Mm-hmm. But if you're going for like weird stuff, then you can try it out. And the same thing with a room too, right? Like if you want it to be like a really clean recording, then you probably want it in like someplace that doesn't echo, or like you want to put up like, even they can't see it, but we have like a blanket to block out the echo for us.
Well, it's because this room is pretty terrible. It's like as far
it bounces everywhere.
Yeah, so sorry about the echoey sound.
It's not treated for.
We try to dampen as much as possible, but it's not. It's a pretty high ceilinged. Room, and so.
But like, if you have a blanket and you kind of just like face towards it, and you put your mic and you stand there and you're playing into the blanket, then your sound won't bounce off of whatever's
the blanket will absorb it
facing it. Yeah.
So if you're couch pillows, if you make a little square, or like play towards the couch and then make a little square of couch pillows like that, I've found that can create a pretty good recording environment in a pinch.
Yeah, like you just want to think about the actual material and how it's shaped, right? Because like if it's hard and it's flat, then it bounces against it. But if it's like soft and it has like kind of dents or curves, that's why like a fuller room won't make more echoes, because the sound dissipates. So, but if that's the other thing, is if you do want echo, then go for it. Like just go into an empty garage or like a bathroom or whatever. So it's really to what your end goal of what you want to sound like.
Right. So that's fun fact. Like the first recording of While My Guitar Gently Weeps, you guys might have heard of it, like that take by Jake Shimbukuro on the Walking Down Rainy Hill album, was recorded in a bathroom. Like that first recording of it, because he re-recorded it, I don't know, like 5-6 times at this point. But that first ever recording of that was in a bathroom. You can hear it. You can hear like the like the echoes and stuff, and like the sound bouncing off. But that's kind of what Jake and Tracy were going after. But that was recorded by Tracy, and I don't know if it's just like some hotel bathroom that that they had, but I know they recorded it in a bathroom. You can hear the difference. So check that recording out. It's pretty cool.
Like now, right? You just go into your DAW and you just like turn up reverb and stuff. Yeah. But even back then, reverb was like a physical thing where they put a speaker and then they put a plate of sheet metal, and when they played the speaker into the sheet metal, it would bounce back into a mic. So they're like, oh, that's how we get reverb, right? That's one type of reverb. Yeah. But like, so it all depends on what you're going for, what type of sound you're going for.
And then just keep in mind too that if you record in an echoey place, it's a lot harder to remove the echo later than it is to record clean auto in a non-echoey place and then add reverb or add echo later.
And that's why people want to get like a clean sound, so that they can manipulate it however they want to afterwards. Because like Aaron said, if the echo is there and you don't like it, it's
tough
way
to
harder.
remove.
It's way harder. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. But it's way harder. It's just easier to just record it without it. Just get a nice, clean, flat recording.
Even we have a program that does like auto remove echoes, and I would say it's like the the part of the program that works the least. It's like the least successful at. It's such a great program at removing noise, removing everything else, but echo is what it has the hardest.
Yeah, it's really tough.
So, okay.
All right, that's pretty good recording wise. And last question.
Yeah. Can we take 2 questions actually?
Sure.
Okay. So this is from Joey Jr.
Okay.
And he said, have you ever played with the Tahitian banjo? I play it for the poly groups, but would love to see your take on it.
Yeah, I've played a Tahitian banjo and stuff. When I played for a Aloha way back then, some of the members had a Tahitian banjo. It's fun. I mean, it's one of those like you kind of have to strum super fast like all the time, you know. So it's not. You know, it's not a slow strumming instrument. I guess you could, you know, but traditionally it's a lot of like really fast strumming, and it goes great with like that high pitched tone that it has. I think it's really good. It's fun. I don't have one personally, but I've played many and I've enjoyed it. You know, it's same thing as an ukulele, like an 8-string ukulele, but it's tuned. I don't know if it's tuned like an octave higher, but it's pretty high. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how it's tuned, but
and isn't it like I haven't seen one in a while or played one in a while, but like isn't all of the strings the same like diameter?
I'm not sure. I haven't played one in a while. I mean, last time I played for a Aloha was over 10 years ago, so it's been a while.
But
Those are fun.
I thought that it's like a very similar diameter strings for all of the strings.
They're like aren't they like chorded strings too? Like
they're regular, like
fluorocarbon.
They're regular fluorocarbon. Yeah, I've seen green ones, yellow ones, and black ones. There's all different ones.
Yeah.
What else? What else?
He said, yes, same weight fishing line.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Okay, same diameter then.
Yeah, I think, traditionally that's usually what is used.
Okay,
that's cool. What else? What's the second question?
And then Ritesh asked, how does Herb Ohta get his unique sound and feel?
I mean, experience and experience.
Life experience.
That's, I mean, you know, like if everyone wants to know exactly what it is, that's what it is experience, and just kind of hitting that same exact notes, that's playing that same exact song and figuring out how to make it better, how to approach it, how to attack the strings. These are the things that Herb Ohta Jr. have mastered, like honestly, like throughout the years. His tone is, if not, the best out there. Like his tone is so good. Like he just knows how to attack the strings, how to hold his ukulele, how to like kind of let each note ring out like how they're supposed to. Really, really, really great stuff, from Herb. And I think that's experience, man. Like there's no way around that.
I think, well, this kind of applies too, but just to be sure, like Ritesh was asking about Ohta-san, so not.
Oh, like Herb Senior.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, honestly,
yeah.
Like at the same answer.
That's where he learned. Well, that's where Junior learned it from.
Yeah, and you got guys like Eddie Kamai that were around at that time as well, who was playing some like classical stuff on the ukulele, and it's just everybody learning from everybody, and I think just Ohta-san's approach to the ukulele was more of that kind of romantic and classical and stuff, and of course. If you're interested in that, then you are going to look towards like classical guitar players who are playing the similar things. So how do they hit their instruments? How do they hit their strings? And what can you transfer over to your ukulele from there? That's all experience. That's one of those things that you have to either learn how to play classical guitar or meet a classical guitar player, or I guess nowadays like watch a video of some classical guitar player explaining their attack, because that's how it's going to be. Find a similar instrument and kind of see what you can take and bring over to the ukulele. That's how they've done it in the past.
Yeah,
experience. That's the best way that I can do it. Is just he didn't like start playing ukulele and sounded that like that. I'm sure it's just he started playing ukulele and then he's just like, oh, why don't I play this song? Like it sounds good if I approach it this way. It's with anything. It's a lot of experience.
For people who don't know, Ohta-san and Herb Ohta Jr.
Father and son.
Yeah, they're father and son, but they're both like finger pickers too.
Yeah.
So they're the tone that they get is from their finger and their nail too, right? So
Yeah.
to get that, it's that's like probably where you want to start from if you're used to playing with just one finger, or like you're used to playing with a pick. It's like when you're trying to go for their tone, they play with their fingers and they play with their thumb or their flash in there.
A junior plays with a thumb pick.
Oh yeah. That's true.
So
That's
just
true.
making sure people are like, hey, I know Kai said something before you get all the comments and stuff. I know he plays with a thumb pick, but even that through experience, he's learned how to hit the strings with a thumb pick so that it's nice and even with all the other strings that he's hitting. It's experience. There's no substitute for like just playing your instrument and figuring out how your instrument works and what like how to make it sound good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then that said too, you will always sound like you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, we recommend to look up to people and try to emulate their sound and try to emulate their techniques. But then you will always sound like you.
Yeah, you are the US you.
Yeah.
Whatever Dr. Seuss thing.
Yeah. So yeah, even if you only study Jake, you will sound like you
Playing Jake.
Playing Jake.
Playing Jake stuff.
Yeah, so
that's absolutely true.
That's how you develop your own style. Is like you have your influences, you take in a bunch of techniques and practice and learn how to do things, and then from that you will craft like your own voice as an ukulele player.
Because like that's a question we get pretty often, right? Is like people ask, oh, what about acrylic nails? What about a thumb pick? And they're trying to like find alternatives to just using their regular
They all
nail.
affect the sound, and you got to learn how to use every single one of those. Those are tools, just.
And we're giving our opinions, but then at the end of the day, the most important opinion is your own, right? Like what you like and what sounds good to you. So.
Yeah, because every ukulele is different, every hand is different, every diameter of nails are different. Like it's all. It's all gonna matter of like it all boils down to how much you play your instrument, how much you practice with it, and getting to know it that much better.
Yeah, like I'm sure I could try and practice with the thumb pick and maybe in 100 years be still not as good as Herb Ohta Jr. So it's like
I've opened up more like using thumb because I've used thumb picks like the past couple months because I broke my thumbnail and stuff. I actually use it for some stuff now. Like I kind of want to just put it up here, take a page from like Brittany Paiva's book and just have it on the ready when I need it. Maybe I'll do that from now on. All right. So, Aaron, how's your trip, man? You just came back. You've been gone for 2 weeks. People are probably wondering, So what were you up to?
I just went on vacation.
Nice.
It was a 2-year delayed vacation.
That's exactly what we told people last week. I'm like, guys, like he needs a break. Like honestly, right? I think that's what we said, right?
Yeah, and I think people were worried because last time that you weren't here, we were like, oh, it's kind of like an emergency.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So people are like, we hope Aaron's okay. We hope he's all right.
Did
but
it get
you're
worse?
like, no, don't worry, guys.
He's okay. He just needed to take a little break. Yeah, and the interesting part is you told me that you checked out a live show. What's that like?
Yeah. They're doing that now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't want to get into the politics of of doing stuff like with a big crowd and whatever. But tell us about your experience.
Yeah. So my girlfriend is a big fan of Haim, the band.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were and her sister lives in Oregon. And Haim was playing at the Moda Center in Portland. And so they decided to just get some tickets, and so we flew out there and went to the show. It was pretty neat. I guess just because everything is starting to open up now, it's like masks are recommended but not enforced. And so like we were wearing masks, but
your own comfort level.
But then like other people can. We sort of had our own little spot. And it was amazing. Like I guess when you get to see a live band again for like it's been such a long time since I've actually seen a live performance in a big venue, that it's like you remember that like, oh, this is what live music is about.
Just the energy.
Yeah. And so like it made me want to play music live again. I mean, like we play music every week.
Yeah,
live.
it's different.
Yeah, but it's not like at a big venue. We don't get to see like go travel and get to see people and hang out afterwards and stuff. So.
Is that what you want to do, Aaron? You want to go out and travel again? You want to play big venues again? Is that you try to hint to us?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that we are like at the end of this the summer we are traveling.
That was my segue.
Nice segue.
Yeah. So actually, folks, we're going to be there's a few announcements. Sorry, we had a lot of questions. I really wanted to get to this sooner. We have a lot of announcements to kind of let you guys know about. So August, we will be in San Diego for Uke Like the Pros UCon. Okay, so we will be there. There's going to be lots of ukulele artists. I don't want to name them because I might miss one. There's a lot, there's a lot of artists there. Fellow Hawaii people include Andrew Molina, Chris Fujigami. It's going to be lots of fun. I think. See, this is why I didn't want to name people. I think what's his name?
Card is stacked.
Yeah, it's a stacked card. You guys should definitely check it out. Oh, Daniel Ho. I think he's gonna be there as well. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, there's one big name, like one guy who's won a few Grammys. So he's gonna be there. I think. I want to say. Okay, so I thought I saw him there. So that's gonna be fun. We got a Grammy winner. Like that's not like a Hawaiian Grammy, like a legit Grammy winner. Not saying that the Hokus are not legit, but talking Grammy. This guy is won stuff. He's gonna be there. Lots of YouTubers, like ukulele teachers on YouTube. They're definitely gonna be there. Me included. I guess, right? YouTuber. We consider ourselves YouTuber? No, right? Okay, maybe those YouTubers and then us. Nah. Yeah, it's gonna be good fun.
And it's been a while since we've been back in San Diego.
We're so excited to be there, and that's kind of maybe why I have San Diego in mind because I want to tell people about our trip to San Diego. We're gonna be doing another show. So tentatively, to kind of give you guys an idea, we're gonna be doing one. Is it in Huntington Beach or Long? Is that Long Beach?
I'm not too sure yet. Do we have the details on that yet?
Well, it's definitely going to be Sunday. So that's just
Huntington Beach
over at Island Bazaar. So Island Bazaar, Shirley's place. Shirley Orlando has a place called Island Bazaar, and that's kind of like one of the first places that we ever toured at. Like on our very first Ukulele Underground tour, it's one of the first places that we've hit at. And I remember going there for the first time. And Shirley didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect. And there's like 200 people there and her maybe 80 capacity, little store and stuff. And we filled that place. It was so much fun. I remember Jason Arimoto has like a backstage video where I guess from the back, there's an open door that you can just kind of check out the performances from the back and stuff. It was a lot of fun, so we're super excited to go back. We haven't been back to Island Bazaar in a long time. So that's tentatively Sunday, okay? Time is pending, but that is definitely penciled down. Keep checking back at Island Bazaar to check out what time it is. Get your tickets fast because I know they are available to the Ukulele Club over at Island Bazaar, and then it gets made available to the public. So tickets are gonna sell. At least to those people in the club. So I don't know how many tickets there can be left, but yeah, make sure you get that. Then afterwards, if you guys got the newsletter that Aaron wrote, you guys already know some of this stuff. We're gonna be in Seattle.
Yeah,
we're gonna be in Seattle. Tentative on where and when also, but we're going to be doing that in early September, so watch out for that as well. We're going out. guys. You know, we feel a lot safer now. We're going to go. We're going to see you folks. We're super excited to be hanging out with you guys. And that's why I think it's really fun for me to be talking about, like, oh, remember this and that and that. And we did like, all these Ukulele Ground meetups and whatever. We want to do the same thing. So on some of our off days, if you guys just want to hang out, like, I think there are some days that we might be free. If you guys just want to do like an Ukulele Ground meetup somewhere, we would love to just kind of hang out and have an Ukulele Circle, you know, with you folks. So that sounds like fun. That's kind of our first venture out. Also, I want to make an announcement. I did promise you guys a concert every now and then, every few months and stuff. So our next concert will be in August, in late August, right before we fly out to San Diego. We're gonna have Matt Dalberg. Good friend of ours. He's an OG Ukulele Underground member. He's a former private student of mine, and he's doing some great work as far as ukulele teaching and performing and stuff. He's been around. He's performed in places. He's done high sessions with with those guys. So he's a well decorated ukulele player. He's gonna be playing some songs, and then I'm gonna jump in and we're gonna do some songs together. So if you've always wanted to kind of watch myself and Matt kind of like feed off of each other's ukulele energies, this is going to be the concert that you want to watch. This is going to be free for all of you UU Plus subscribers, and same thing like last time, we'll be charging for tickets for any non-subscribers that want to watch. But I think tickets are usually $5, and a subscription to Ukulele Underground is not much more than that for for access to the entire month of Ukulele Underground with lots of other cool extras and private lessons. So just sign up for, just subscribe to UU Plus and you can get the concert and tons of other stuff as well.
Yeah, you'll get this next concert and then you'll get the past concert too.
Yeah, so you can watch the past concert, and we're gonna do the same thing for the people who are buying tickets who want to go that direction. Can have access 30 days after the concert is done, or after when they buy it, I guess, right? Because they can always buy a ticket to watch the replay of it. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna give you more details as we get closer, but I just kind of wanted to announce that's our next guest. I'm stoked. Honestly, it's been a while that I've jammed with another ukulele player of that level, so I'm pretty excited. I'm rusty, so I'm gonna be practicing a lot between now and because he's a student of mine, and I don't want to get completely destroyed by somebody I used to teach. So I want to be able to hold myself together a little bit, right, Kahai? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's been good. I mean, we've been going out more. So if you guys are interested in seeing us live, let us know. If you guys have a venue or have a ukulele club that you would like us to come down and visit, or if there's an ukulele festival happening in your area that you'd like us to be a part of, feel free to email us. Kai, but email us over. You can do questions, I guess. Questions at ukuleleunderground.com. And while you're at it, ask us questions in there as well. There it is. So, questions at ukuleleunderground.com. Like I said, we've been going out more and stuff. I went out last month, so just to talk about my trip a little bit. That was super fun, and it's great to kind of bring that back up again, because I feel that the Bob's Burgers movie has kind of has done its thing in the theaters, and it's coming out on Hulu and Paramount Plus. No, HBO.
I think it's coming out on both.
Yeah, Hulu Plus and HBO. Yep. And that's going to be July 12, I believe. In the middle of July. Bob's Burgers movie comes out. It's awesome. That's why I went a few weeks ago. I went to the premiere over in LA, and over at the I always call it the Muppet Theater, because it's the theater where the Muppet is. And it was a lot of fun. I was invited to go by Lauren Bouchard, Bernard Derriman. Lauren Bouchard is the creator, producer, writer of Bob's Burgers, whereas Bernard, he's also he's the director and basically in charge of the art and stuff with the movie. It was great. If you guys check out some of the clips from the premiere online, Bouchard came out in the burger suit. That was pretty funny. He had the burger suit with the with in the movie
Linda.
Yeah, Linda with the bathing suit burger. Linda's so that was really cool. And they were super cool about everything. They flew me over. A lot of people ask, like, how am I involved with it? I'm not. I was not involved with the movie. Just kind of want to put it out there. I'm just a huge fan. Love the series. I've worked with Bouchard before on an episode of The Simpsons, but we've also worked together before ukulele wise. Just kind of talking about ukulele and giving a little lessons like here and there to Mr. Bouchard. But he was nice enough to invite myself and my wife over, and it was good, man. Yeah. So check it out if you guys have the chance. It's coming out in just a couple short weeks. It'll be on Hulu Plus and on HBO.
Yes. Because of that, too, we also released 2 Bob's Burgers theme lessons. So.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't checked it out yet, and you guys are Bob's Burgers fans, we did our version of the Bob's Burgers intro with myself and my family. It was great. My kid still loves watching that. Like watching that video. Just likes watching herself in that in that play along. And we did Bad Stuff Happens in the Bathroom, which is a really cool like. It's nice to kind of play as a solo, but it's even better if you have a loop pedal. So for those people who like experimenting with loops, that's definitely something for that. But it was good fun. I had an awkward moment with Gene. Did I tell you about that, Kahai?
Yeah.
So,
it's Eugene Mirman.
Yeah, Eugene Mirman does the voice for Gene, and during the premiere, like I don't know, like. They said that like doors open at this time and stuff, so I'm like there. I don't want to be late, whatever. I didn't even know what to wear, so I got a suit specifically for that event. I'm like, this is a Hollywood premiere. Like I gotta look decent, right? I guess like so I got a suit to wear for the event. And I'm there early, and like apparently nobody goes there like on time, like to check in and stuff.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, exactly. So I was there. I'm in my suit. My wife's like in a nice dress. So we're like dressed to the nines, like ready to go do this thing. And then there were like ahead of us maybe 5-6 other people, and they're like dressed as Tina, and like one is dressed as like Bob Cephala, if you guys are familiar with the cartoon. Like he was dressed as Bob the Unicorn, and some people were like butt loose Tina. Like I'm just like, what the heck? You mean I could have dressed like as a Bob's character? And like I said, Bouchard came out in like a burger suit, so maybe I didn't have to like spend some money on a suit that I wore just for that day, but. We went in, and because there were like all these other fans that were there, I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe like that's kind of the same invite that that I got. I wasn't part of the movie. I wasn't involved in it or anything, So they maybe they just kind of gave me a ticket to to go in and just watch the movie, which I'm stoked for, But I go in, I check in, and I got checked in as talent, which is, I believe, a mistake, because like I said, I didn't work on it or anything. So I got...
You have that?
Yeah, I guess, right? So I got checked in, and like they got like a talent handler for me, and they're like, okay, cool. And it's super early. So that means there's no other talents that was there. It was just me and my wife and like the big red. So the talent and I guess people involved in the movie, or the actors and the actresses, they're like in the big red carpet, and in a smaller, skinnier red carpet here, where everyone else was at. Since I was there super early, all the other like butt loose Tinas, Bob Cephala's were in that line going inside, and here I am, and even like my handler didn't know who the heck I was, and I didn't expect her to, and so we're going, and there's like a bunch of and I don't notice, I'm not like a Hollywood person, but there's like all the photographers and people like waiting, like to interview you for their podcasts and whatever. And I'm just walking, and everyone's giving me the same look. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Like, should we take his picture anyway? Like, I guess we'll just take a picture just so that he doesn't feel bad. And then they're like, oh, look this way or whatever. So me and my wife, of course, are just like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing in this line? And we're the only ones. Because if it was later on, we could have just like slipped through and let like the actual celebrities get their pictures taken and stuff. But people are like, I don't know, just in case he's somebody, let's just take his picture. So I go, and go do the thing. Like we take these pictures, and then I'm like, okay, this is the place where all the voice actors are gonna come. Like if we want to see some important people, let's just kind of hang out here, like where the end of the line is and stuff. And they're like, oh my God, there's Eugene Mirman, like he's coming down our way. And then so I was like, okay, I want to talk to Gene and stuff. It's gonna be great. So Gene's done, and he's walking towards us. I'm like, hey, hey, Eugene Mirman, like how's it going? He's like, hey, what's your name? So I'm like, oh, my name is, and I'm like, my blood and pressure is rising up, my heart is throbbing, and so my name is Aldrine, and this is my wife Heather. And it's like, oh, cool. So he, so what did he ask? He was like, what are your names? Like, so what do you guys? He's like, what are you guys up to? And I was like, I'm playing ukulele for the after party. And he's like, that sounds fun. So, and then like he just goes, oh, I'm gonna go talk to those people. Is that? And I was like, yes, very nice to meet you. Yeah, very nice to meet you. And like, oh my God, we just met Eugene Mirman, and he was like super cool about it. Like he was like, hey, so what's your names and what do you like what brings you guys here? Basically is what he asked. I'm just like, and I just got that like I'm a phony. Like I'm nobody. Like don't look at us. It's one of those one of those experiences that like I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I don't know what I'm doing here, but it was cool. I played for the after party, and that was also a whole nother thing of its own, the after party. But that's a story for later. But it was great. And then I met a bunch of cool people, and I met most of the casts, and of course Bernard and Lauren Bouchard. They were there, and they were happy to see us and stuff, which is awesome. And that's my Hollywood experience. So for those people who were wondering, I have nothing to do with the movie. Like didn't do anything for it. I just got invited for some reason, like to go out. And I mean, I guess I had a job. I played for the after party, just like I told Eugene Mirman. I'm like, play for the after party, because I don't know, like I don't know what I was expecting him to say, because usually like in my circle when I tell somebody, oh, I'm gonna be performing and stuff. And people are usually like, oh, cool. Like, what time? Where are you playing and whatnot? Because it's like it's Aldrine performing in this place. But to Eugene Mirman, he's just like, I don't know who you are. He didn't even go to the after party, so he's just kind of like, that sounds fun. Like his
he didn't really have anything to say.
His reaction was definitely warranted, because it was just kind of like, yeah, you would say that. Go talk to those people. They're way more interesting to talk to than me and my wife. And and afterwards we saw Bernard and we saw Lauren come down. We're just like, oh, that's cool. I got embarrassed, so maybe we'll just go walk into the theater already. Like that was embarrassing. At least you got to meet Eugene, which is awesome. But I met the other people like later and stuff, which was cool. And I get to see John Roberts still, who voiced Linda, but everyone else is cool. Kristen Shaw, like looked beautiful in person. I've always like been a huge fan of her from all the way back to like Flight of the Conchords. She's wearing this gold sequin dress. It's kind of hard to miss her. And my wife like embarrassingly took stalker videos of all the cast and stuff. I was like, put that away. Like we're gonna go say hi. But it was fun. It was good fun, and I've never felt like that ever in my life. And I think that's like the one time in my life that I'll ever feel that way. So it's really cool. I just figured I'd share that with you folks. But that's it. I get a lot of questions like what did I do for the movie, because I posted stuff on Instagram, like on where I was and stuff, and people are like, oh, congratulations. Like, no, maybe congratulations on being invited, but like that's all that I'm being congratulated for. But it was a lot of fun. Hi, I wish you were there, because you're the one who introduced me to Bob's Burgers, and here I am walking at the red carpet in the premiere. That should have been you, man.
It's okay. I think I would be like just as nervous to talk to Eugene Mirman. My sister got like commissioned by an artist to draw us as the Bob's Burgers characters. Yeah. Because my dad owns like a little shop in Kapaa. So she kind of put that like the shop, our dad's shop, into like the Bob's Burgers, awesome. Restaurant place and stuff. and they drew me as like Gene.
Oh, cool. You had the keyboard and everything?
No, I just had like the shirt and the pants and stuff.
Nice.
But like, yeah, I think I would be like, in my family, I'm the Gene.
That's
nice.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
that's like an inside joke in my house now. It's like, that sounds fun. So usually to my kid, where like she's like, Dad, I did this at school or whatever, or like there was a snake in a whatever, like in the show. I'm like, that sounds fun. That's like an inside joke in our house. It's embarrassing, but it's like I got to shake his hand, guy, and he can't take that back. He can't unshake my hand now. So it's done. It's done. Shake Eugene Mirman's hand.
Sell this hand on eBay.
Mission accomplished. And I sat next to regular size Rudy in the premiere and stuff, and that was also fun. Brian, got his last name, and I don't want to even try. I might get it wrong and stuff. But he's done a bunch of other like shows and movies and stuff as well. And I didn't want to fanboy out, like I recognized him, but it's just like it's cool that he's right there. It's fine, like we're watching him on the big screen while he's sitting next to us. This is fine. This is just dandy, Kahai. But it was cool. So that's it. Those are our announcements. Make sure if you guys are in the area, make sure you check us out. Once again, if you guys want to like email us about about coming down to your area, if you have a like a club or an ukulele festival that's coming out, bam, right here. Email us at questions@ukuleleontheground.com. That'll get to us somehow, and we'll let you know if we have any plans to go there, or if you guys can can point us in the right direction of how to make it over there. Okay, so if there's a venue or if there's a club or a festival, like I said, that you guys want us to check out, please let us know, because we would love to start going out again and checking out the scenes. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe. Oh. Yeah. You guys can just message us. But I was gonna say, like, I think sometimes when we say this, people go like, we have a club in the Philippines or something. It's like,
something realistic.
We'd love to go there, but we're kind of talking.
We
did go. Like if they have a festival, like there's like an ukulele festival in the Philippines, and they're willing to fly us out, we'll go to your club.
Yeah.
So it just has to make sense. But just keep those things in mind, that like we're from the middle of the sea, so we gotta somehow get there first. Yeah.
And
we're trying.
Well, like, and specifically for this, like, we're kind of talking about like places maybe near Seattle and San Diego.
Yeah.
It's like,
or wherever. Like now. I said, if for now, but
for these upcoming dates, right?
Yeah, because those are pretty much set. We might do something in Portland, I think. But that's kind of the areas we're looking at. Okay, but if not, definitely just hit us up with anything in the future, because that's just the August and September stuff. So. We're definitely trying to we got a lot of stuff in the works. We're super excited about all the stuff that that we have in the works, because I know people haven't really seen what goes on in the like backstage of Ukulele Underground, but ever since we got we got merged with Kanilea, or ever since we taken under the wing of Kanilea, there's actually a lot of cool stuff happening in the background that we're super excited for. And just be patient. It'll be worth it. It's great. We're excited. There's some cool stuff that's happening, okay? So we'll see you folks next time. For those of you folks who are UU Plus subscribers, please stick around for UU Plus live coaching, where I will help you guys out whatever you're stuck with. It'll be a nice little group session. If you want to be a part of that, and if you're not a member yet, sign up for UU Plus to take your ukulele playing to the next level, because not only do you get access to the UU Plus live coaching, but you also get access to live private lessons. You also get access to our awesome archive that has thousands of videos at this point, at least hundreds of videos at this point. So make sure you guys check that out. Sign up for UU Plus. Take your uke playing to the next level. We'll see you folks next time. On behalf of Aaron and Kahai and myself, aloha. Great weekend.